You guys are about to watch a fascinating interview with CEO Nish Sharma of Professional Visa and Educational Service. Because again, like the famous saying, migration is a process, not a problem. And you have a world-class team ready and willing to guide you through that process. So you are about to listen to an interview where you could be guided, where you could receive valuable information on how to migrate to Australia. What are the news? What are the updates? You see, Professional Visa and Education Services are industry leaders. Why? Because they care. They care about you and they care about your process and how you can be able to achieve your dreams. So breaking news coming, updated information. And again, for all the people out there who want to be able to learn more, who want to be able to empower themselves and your family, well, you guys are able to have a free consultation here at Professional Visa and Education Services. So get ready, stay tuned, and we'll see you in Australia.
Who is looking at coming to Australia, they can potentially choose subject that is directly related to permanent residency before they have to, go for a relevant subject. For example, if they have done accounting in their home country, so their usual segue or automatic segue would be to go and opt in for Masters of Accounting, which has no value in Australia at this point of time because there's too many accountants, very less with the experience, which means there is always going to be labour shortage because there's never going to be fulfilled. But then we have all these accounting graduates that sitting in overhaul and not knowing where they stand at the moment. So because that again, it falls back to the original steps of genuine temporary entrant criteria, because these people were compelled to choose the relevant master's degree on their subject that they did back home because they need to fulfill the genuine temporary entrant criteria. But now these people could potentially choose some other areas like social work or nursing or teaching or marine science or whatever you want to, name it, that is in deficiency in Australia. And then they will be able to prove, I picked this particular course because I think after finishing the course, I can contribute to the labour shortage and skill shortage in that particular industry, ultimately contributing to the economy of Australia. So that's the biggest change coming. Now, I don't think I'll go into nitty gritty of, the ministerial instruction that has already come out, which kind of tells the Department of Home Affairs how the student visa will be processed in pecking orders. So they'll prioritize someone who's got the level 1 universities with a higher education and followed by the diplomas and whatnot. So there is the instruction given by the ministers on in terms of Department of Home Affairs processing criteria, which one will be processed quicker or faster. So that nitty-gritty is all out there on the internet. But then I think I just want to give you guys a bit of a philosophy of where we're heading in terms of international student space.
You know why it's fascinating, and this is a great conversation because a lot of people that I've met overseas, even for example in Kenya, students, accounting, all these different degrees, they want to come and study here in Australia. But this migration strategy, and from what you're saying, this information, a lot of people need to hear this, and it's valuable because when we look at the student visa, so you're saying they're changing that approach of show me like the finances in your account, how much you have, like you see all of those background details. They're changing those things, so now it's coming into a test.
Well, financial capacity might still well and truly be in place because then you need to demonstrate that you can afford to come to Australia and you can afford the course that you wanted to study in Australia. But I think the philosophy of, are you a genuine student will change to, are you a student that Australia needs?
Can we benefit?
So if you listen to that phrase, that's what they have changed logistically in terms of the legislation.
Yeah. So how do you coming and studying in Australia basically does it benefit our economy?
That's exactly right. And before we have to prove how's this study from Australia going to benefit your economy of your home country, but I think we have reversed that, and that's what the immigration law has always been about anyway. It's about Australia and Australians. So the focus has come back to Australia, which is, I think we welcome that changes because sitting here and absorbing that genuine temporary entrant test was daunting because majority of the students genuinely don't want to return back home. So and then here we are trying to prove they will go back home. So it's kind of contradicting to what's happening and what people want versus what government wants us to prove. So we all are masking each other, but then now this will be more real. This will be connecting to the reality, which is, I think, it's very welcoming changes.
Welcoming changes. And so now also for students, especially international, anywhere in the world, if they also want to come and study in Australia, they have professional visa to help them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, and this is where our expertise come into play. We always put student visa as our third or fourth, options in the list, because we would like to ascertain if they already have the skills that we can do the assessment and bring them on a direct skill migration scheme, because that's what Australia really needs. Someone with the skills coming into Australia and really closing the gap of that particular industry, especially in a regional area, some labor shortage, and city area, some skill shortage.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.